Maybe I'm crazy, but I'm positive that I'm a space alien.
I was thinking the same thing about me when I was thinking about you being a space, because I am too.
Oh, we're both aliens?
Yes!
That's why we get along so well. Okay, so that's not that crazy then, I guess.
Not that crazy. We're just aliens.
Maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm not, maybe I'm not.
All right, welcome to the Maybe I'm Crazy podcast. I'm Joy Taylor. That's my my other fellow extraterrestrial, Brandon Newman.
Yes.
I was going to say my favorite extraterrestrial, but
yes.
I'm my favorite extraterrestrial. So
You should be.
No offense.
Yes. You're my favorite extraterrestrial as well.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yes.
I should feel bad about that for not making you my favorite, but I don't.
No, it's fine. It's my brand.
Very nice shirt, by the way.
Thank you so much. Big Meech went to Utah, and I've been wanting one of these wolf shirts for about 10 years, so finally delivered on it.
That does look like something that would be sold in Utah.
Yeah. Thank you.
So fun show today. We have NBA champ Dahntay Jones joining us. We're going to talk a lot of Cavs with him, in and outs, in or outs actually, not in and out. We're not getting burgers today.
We do that sometimes.
I'm just going to start saying that name wrong until we decide on a better name.
Listen, okay, next podcast, we'll put it in the books. I'll give you a list of 10 of my favorite, and we'll pick one.
And someone should vote on it. Yeah, I feel like we're not really putting a lot of creative effort into deciding that.
Our fans are really working hard. They're giving us a lot of options.
Yeah, we also have several producers who work on the show who also have not given us any options.
No one has really went in and gave us any options.
Strong work, guys.
It's not just a bit. We really want a new name,
Yeah, we really
guys.
do need a new name because First Things First stole it. And we love Nick and Chris and Jenna, but they stole it. And so we need a new name. Yep. Anyway, Petty Report, Dez, Coachella was lit this weekend. There's another Coachella next weekend. How does that work? Ariana was at the Coachella. I haven't been to the Coachella yet. The Coachella. So do they do the exact same shows next weekend?
The exact same shows?
The exact same show.
Wow.
They bring like surprise guests in here and there.
So Baychella, is it going to be Baychella too?
Yeah, so she does the same exact show. Man, so if you go to the second weekend, you're like Nerd City.
Oh man!
Everyone's like, cool, man. You already like, oh, Beyonce. We saw that live stream. Good for you.
That's not fair.
I may still actually go, so we'll see. I mean, I'm still gonna appreciate it, but I feel like you can't be like, hey, look, there's Beyonce. Look how amazing she looks. Like, yeah, we know.
Yes, it's like, we just saw this. This is literally like deja vu. One of Beyonce's songs.
Ooh,
yes.
Do I like that Beyonce song?
It was one of our first, so it's okay if we don't love it.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start with Dahntay Jones, and then we will work into the rest. So welcome in Dahntay Jones. All right, we're joined by Dahntay Jones. Thank you for joining us on the Maybe I'm Crazy podcast.
Thank you for
Appreciate
having
you coming
me.
in. So it's panic time for the Cavs, right?
No.
Game one.
Not at all.
Down the drain.
Not at all.
They're on the ropes.
No. Not at all. Like you guys think it's panic time?
No.
Okay.
No, I think the Cavs win 5.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Winning 5. No.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I think they were more excited about the game and what was going on. I think when the Cavs buckle down and just game plan and do what they're supposed to, I think it's not going to be that hard. But I was scared for anybody that played the Pacers because I knew how hard they play. They're well balanced. Like they have something to prove to just anybody in the NBA period. So even if it wasn't the Cavs, I was still worried about whoever they played in the first round because I knew that they were going to be a tough task for anyone.
That's a good point.
Well, Oladipo, he ain't scared of no king.
No,
to
definitely
quote Skip
not.
Bayless.
Yes.
I do like what he said after the game, though, that he, like, when they showed up, they weren't just going to be afraid of LeBron, because that's kind of how I feel about some of the other teams in the East. As soon as they get on the court with LeBron, they get that like big brother syndrome. And
I like the attitude of all their personnel. Like they all have that attitude. They're not afraid of anybody. They're going to compete on a nightly basis. They're going to play hard. They're going to be scrappy, dive on the floor. Like that's everyone on their roster, and that's their identity. And they're like the old school Knicks teams. I equate them to. Like they're going to be rough. They're going to be dirty at times. They're going to play hard. They're going to take charges. They're going to be ready to fight. Like it's going to be tough for anybody. Though them and the Miami Heat, like they're going to give you a fight. It's going to be a fight regardless of who you play.
Like it. Well, speaking of dirty, what do you think of it?
You're a Miami Heat fan?
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay.
Yeah.
You don't find too many of those these days.
No, you don't.
Like just hanging around. Like
no, not in LA
sorry.
either.
What?
Sorry.
What are you
like,
trying to imply?
No. You just don't find too many people that just stayed on the wagon after LeBron left. You don't find because you guys had
the wagon.
okay, right.
That's a good point.
Like attendance.
I never even thought about that.
Attendance. First of
was
all,
that an issue? Like attendance
all,
of when the people showed up to the game.
Okay, well look,
that's the attendance
I was
issue. I'm not
asked-
saying like
I
your
was
fans
asked
don't
about
show
that.
up.
I was
Just
asked
when
about
they
that
show
earlier.
up.
Why can't Miami Heat fans get to the game on time?
Because
right?
there's a lot going on in Miami.
Thank you.
Yeah.
People don't understand. Like there's traffic in every city, right? So you can't blame traffic. In every major city, there's going to be traffic, and going to a game, there's going to be traffic going to a game. So you can't use that excuse. Although the traffic is very bad, that's not the excuse. The problem is
everybody's a star. Everybody's a star in Miami.
Everyone's a star in their mind.
Yes.
And the Heat Arena, the clubs, there's clubs in the Heat Arena. Right. So if you're in the Upper Bowl is always full. The Upper Bowl is the real ones, but you don't see the Upper Bowl anymore. But that's always full, and everyone's on time.
Different camera angles. Like it's like a woman. You gotta get the camera angles right for the game. Okay, I'm cool.
Hit them angles.
Right.
It's important. Yes. But the Lower Bowl, everybody's at Live.
Fashionably late.
Yeah. Yes. But there's
everybody's
clubs in
fashionably late.
Everyone is fashionably late. Yeah.
So
they are there, and once everybody gets to their seat, it's the same thing at halftime. It takes a little, you got to get a couple.
They're showing up now, though. After this game. At that last game last week.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. Back to the Pacers. Everyone thinks that Lance Stephenson bothers LeBron. Do you believe that?
Yes, Lance Stephenson bothers everybody. That's my guy, though.
Bothers him.
But that's
how?
His personality. Like he gets under your skin, and that's what he wants to do. He wants to get under your skin. He wants to make it tough for you. He's going to compete. He's not going to bow down. Like he's a dog, and I respect that part about him. He's going to take on the defensive challenge, and he's going to do his best to stop LeBron, whether it's annoy him, whether that's try and stop him by moving his feet. Like he's going to do anything possible to do his job.
Do you think that LeBron has the pieces around him though with this team? There's a couple guys who had not had any playoff experience on the squad now. Obviously, Dwayne Wade went off last night. I think that's somebody he'll miss later in the playoffs because Wade it's vintage Wade.
Right.
He played amazing last night, but I think he needs that veteran experience, someone who can go off like that. I don't know if he has that on this squad.
I think now they understand how hard you have to play and what the type of attitude and mindset you have to come in for the playoffs. I think that was their wake-up call. I think now they know that they have to be locked in on all cylinders and be a little bit more alert than you are during a regular season. But that's natural for a person who's never been to the playoffs. So now he's in a little bit more of teaching and trying to help them get to his level of what the playoffs is, and that's just part of the growth process for just their roster.
What's your opinion of Ty Lue? Ty said that LeBron needs to come out and be more aggressive. He didn't take a shot in the first 10 minutes of game one. He needs to come out and be more aggressive, not worry about so much distributing and getting everybody involved at the beginning.
Ty's coaching his best player, and that's rare what you find out in our league right now. People talk around what you think should happen or what your star should be doing, and he's telling his star to set the tone. And you have to keep pushing him, like pushing the rest of your roster. You can't just speak to the other part of the starters or the other part of the roster and say they need to do this. You have to coach both of them. And I think that's part of him just finding a different way to motivate the people on his roster.
But I'm sorry. Is it hard for him to get the ball rolling when it's a completely new starting five for the playoffs?
No, I don't think so. I think guys have played with each other enough to be able to make it work. That. Mm-hmm. I don't see that as a big problem. It may be, but that's not the first thing that comes to mind when what their deficiencies were for their loss. I don't think it was the familiarity of just not being in the same lineup. Mm-hmm. I just think it's just that guys just didn't play hard enough and didn't have that awareness that it's going to be a fight for this series. It's not going to be a cakewalk. You're not going to sweep these guys. You're not going to just run over them. And now they're alert, and I think they'll come out with enough energy to win the next couple of games.
But they also shot like bleep too.
Yeah.
And that doesn't help.
And that doesn't help, period. Like, you see that happen sometimes. But, like, Toronto doesn't usually win first games of series. Like, it just happens, and they find a way to take care of their business and make it work.
What is with the drama in Cleveland? There's just always something going on.
It's always something
going
on. I know, but that's
follows LeBron.
When you pay attention to a set or a team, like you pay attention to any team that LeBron is on, you just nitpick and find things that's going on.
So stuff like that happens with every team. We just don't pay attention to it because LeBron's not on the team.
Stuff like that happens with all human beings.
True that.
People throwing soup.
We all have our own drama or sets of distractions in our lives. We just don't tend to put a camera on them and pry into them and put them on stage every day. And if that was me, then you'd find out my drama too. Like, period. If you were just into my life that much and nitpicking, ESPN and Fox and all those news carriers tend to just focus on the Cavs, and you get the good and the bad.
Tristan's bringing some other attention from people that
I feel like he brought an extra camera or two.
Yeah. Couple cameras from
to the Cavs,
you know what I'm saying?
to the
keeping up with some last names.
Listen, man, it comes with the territory. I don't even know how to speak to that one for him.
No,
we'll
just leave it there. All right, so in the East, everyone feels like the Sixers are the biggest threat to LeBron in the East. If there is a threat to the LeBrons in the East, obviously we just talked about Dwayne Wade going off against. I mean, they're a young team, and Joel Embiid is not back yet. He hasn't played yet, and who knows how healthy he's going to be when he does come back, even though he's trying to come back right away. But what do you think of the Sixers? Ben Simmons probably going to be Rookie of the Year. Ben
Simmons is probably going to be Rookie of the Year. He deserves it. If I had a vote, it would be him and Donovan Mitchell. But I love that. Is what it is.
I'm saying Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell's
Donovan Mitchell has
something we haven't seen.
He's a scorer. He's a scorer, and he tends to do other things for his team.
Do you have a problem with Ben Simmons being eligible to be Rookie of the Year because he sat out?
I think that factors in. I think it should not be taken away from him for that. But I think that's why they should be co-Rookie of the Year, is because he has that deficiency.
Right.
And he has a year under his belt of learning and see what this game's about. Donovan Mitchell jumped in here and just got busy off the break. So, I think that's why they should be co-rookies.
But what do you think of the Sixers in this?
In the series?
In the series and just in the playoffs against
Well, the
LeBron,
Sixers are going to have to adjust. And that's what's part of playoff basketball. Like, you won one and then you lost one. And that's what Miami went into these first two games. Just get one and we come back home. And now you see playoff adjustments and what coaching comes into play, and then you have veterans on that side, so they knew how to turn the defensive tempo up, defensive pressure up, period. And they were in for a fight, and they made them work. And now you have to see what the Sixers come back with, because they have so much youth and they have so much inexperience in the playoffs that it's going to be a little tough for them to see if they can match that level of intensity, because they're so used to just shooting freely and playing up and down. And you saw Miami just turn it up and just start defending passing lanes and pushing their pressure out and making them run their offense basically at half court. So kudos to the Miami Heat for and Eric Spoelstra for knowing how to win a playoff game. And then you had Dwayne Wade being himself, and setting the tone for his young team who are just hungry and trying to get themselves a win.
I was very nervous. I was planning on being in a very bad mood this morning.
No, but you could see from their first three fouls on what their mindset was.
Right.
Nothing's easy. They're running people off cuts, denying passing lanes, just doing all the we're just gonna be tougher to you. And it was like a punch in the mouth, and that's what you have to do in the playoffs. The team to hit first is the team that usually wins.
Right. I mean, we work in a 24-hour news cycle, and we have to react day to day. So it's kind of harder to cover these series because, as everyone knows who follows basketball, the series can change just like that. You can be down 3-1 in the finals and come back, but you react. You
make the most of your situation.
Yeah. Some people have some rings to prove that can happen.
That was very rough.
Just take each game one at a time.
Yeah, that was rough for me.
I've been on the other side. I've been up 3-1, and team has come back on us, and it's just you focus on the main goal so much that a game can get away from you, and then when the pressure of a series comes on you, then that's when it gets bad, and you feel a little helpless at times.
Yeah, I was talking a lot of trash during that series. I'm from Pittsburgh, so I have eternal beef with Cleveland.
Why?
Because it's just a thing. It's with the Browns and the Steelers, and the Steelers obviously own the Browns. The Browns have been terrible forever.
Don't try to figure it out.
Yeah, it's just a Pittsburgh thing. It's weird, but it's not just because of LeBron leaving the Heat.
Okay.
Although I am bitter about that, but it's not just that. It was, I didn't like Cleveland before that.
Okay.
No offense.
I got it.
Yeah.
No.
All right.
None taken.
Yeah. So let's talk about the West. One of the biggest storylines with the West is the Spurs have lost 2 now. Is Kawhi Leonard is not around, and I don't have a problem. I think that Kawhi is not. He's not going to play because he's got a super max on the line, and I don't blame him because that's $200 million, and I don't feel like you risk $200 million to maybe play in a first-round series and lose. So I just can't get behind that. I'm with Kawhi. It just happened to Isaiah Thomas.
Right, we're aligned in that train of thought where we have no sympathy for Isaiah Thomas, who may have cost himself some money by coming back and playing through an injury. Taking on the burden of the organization, and saying, I'm going to play through this injury. I could possibly get hurt, but I know you guys are going to take care of me. And then I get hurt, you ship me out, misdiagnose me too. Now I'm dealing with this injury, another surgery, and then my price tag just goes down, and we have no sympathy for him, who we should have for. So now Kawhi has to look at that example, and he's like, listen, I may not be 100%. Could I push it for my team? Yes. They may have some other type of rift within the organization of him. We don't know. We can't speak to it. But on the injury side, do I push through this knowing that I have 210, 214 on the table right now? because if I don't come back the same Kawhi that I left in the playoffs last year, then my price tag goes down. So I just make sure I get my body 100% rather than push through something because they're not going to have sympathy. We rarely have sympathy for the athlete. The organization tends to, and the fans tend to go on the side of, oh, he's not doing what he's supposed to, but they don't know what he's going through. So him taking care of himself and making sure he's ready to be 100%, I fall on that side.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's easy for me to say because I'm not a Spurs fan, so I'm like, sit out. Sorry, Ashley. Our Ashley is a big Spurs fan. That's unfortunate.
Sorry, Ashley.
but I don't want to see what happened to Isaiah Thomas happen to Kawhi Leonard, and I think also what happened in Cleveland with Isaiah did not help Isaiah's reputation, I guess, because they kind of dogged him out in Cleveland also. But what do you think about him not being with the team though? Because that I don't agree with.
See, that's where the signs show there's a rift somewhere in communication between him and the organization.
Right.
And do I think he should be there? Yes, I do, because he's still their teammate. He's still the leader of that ship. However, something's going on that we do not know, and you can't place the blame on him or the organization until we know all the facts. So there's a big gap of information that we're missing. Him not being there's a reason, and I guess it'll come out.
It's very un-Spurs-like.
Will it come out though? Because if it is Spurs,
I
feel like it
won't.
Because they're gonna place they keep talking around it.
Right.
And somebody's going to place blame somewhere, and then somebody's going to say, oh, no, that's not what it is, and then we'll find the truth out. And then, one side is going to say something. Right. They're not going to still be coy this whole time. It's not. I don't think that's going to happen.
I think once the series is over.
But that's not like Kawhi. Kawhi doesn't speak either.
That's what I'm
saying.
Yeah,
Kawhi doesn't talk.
I think the Spurs are going to speak up, but can't see Kawhi clapping back and clarifying.
Well, if something is said, because they keep throwing little shots, like little shade, him and his guys, and so Tony that little shade, I think they could get a little agitated and be like, you know what, and shed some light on the situation.
So I don't trust James Harden and the Rockets.
Why?
I just can't. I don't know. I just can't. I can't. He shrunk last year, and I just and Chris
shrink.
Paul,
He got tired.
Okay,
you have to.
It's different
it's
versions
a lot.
of
not everything is
Shrink,
just emotional.
When your body can't do it anymore, that's called shrinking. Like when you score at that high of a level, that's a hell of a tempo they got to go through. Like he just didn't have enough.
Okay, what's going to stop him from being tired? What's going to stop him being tired?
Got the vibranium this season.
Yeah, what's going on?
He doesn't have to do as much
because he has Chris Paul.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's still like
defensive load, he still doesn't have to. He doesn't have to be available for games. Like he doesn't have to be the number one option. Chris can take some of that load off. That's why I think they're stronger. I think they're scary, but I think they're a team with something to prove, and the teams who want to prove something for their personal legacies and have that chip on their shoulder. That's what Golden State had last year.
Right.
That's what makes them dangerous.
But Clint Capella, I feel like, is the X factor more than Chris Paul is. This at least coming in this year.
You
and
know
Clint
you're not because of James and Chris, not because of Clint.
That's true.
No, well, partly because of Clint, but partly because of them. Because Clint plays extremely hard. He does his job defensively. Like he's their anchor, but they make it easy for Clint, and he's getting better and better. So they work together. Clint is not like his own separate entity. James is his own separate entity because he can create for himself. Clint can't create for himself, but he holds it down defensively. So they're a great crew rather than individuals.
I was thinking he makes it easier for him on the offensive side of the ball, but we're not going to see Clint Capella drop another 20 in this series.
Why? Because you got to take something away. So, like James and Chris in pick and rolls, what are we taking away? We're going to let James score 40. We're going to let Chris. Like they put a lot of pressure on you. Yeah. And Clint does do a great job on offensive boards. He's scrappy. He finishes well. So it's going to be opportunities for him to still score. And he runs the floor like one of the best big men, like him and DeAndre Jordan, one of the best big men running the floor right now. So he does a great job for them.
So you think that they can beat the Warriors?
I think so. It depends on how Steph comes back. Like, is he the Steph that we know and love?
Well, let's say that Steph does come back and he's not 100%.
But I wouldn't even count the Spurs out right now. Like they play 2 games at home. You're supposed to win your 2 games at home. You're supposed to. Now you go into a hostile environment down in San Antonio, and like when they win those 2,
hot take alert.
Like
you not count the Spurs out?
Nah, never count Pop out. Pop makes things work.
That's true.
And they were in the game for 3 quarters of that last night. They dictated the tempo and and they had them playing the way they wanted to. Now they're still on their court. So now you got to win a game on the road, and that's tough.
Clay's playing out of his mind. JaVale McGee is playing out of his mind. I'm talking about big guys running the floor.
But for 2 games, just no adversity. At home, you're comfortable.
Okay.
Now, while I'm saying they can win in San Antonio,
sure,
but that's a tough task to do in San Antonio, to win 2 games back to back. And I think Pop finds a way.
So let's say, let's assume.
I don't think they get swept by no means.
Yeah, okay. Gentlemen sweep.
Nah.
5 games.
Nah. Oh, who knows? But I'm confident in Pop that Pop's going to try and make some type of adjustment.
I'm sure Pop will get a game. I don't know. I just don't know if they have enough.
I don't think they have enough.
Let's assume that the Cavs get out of the East. Okay. We can all just safely assume that.
Yes.
Who do you like against if LeBron's going to win another championship? Does he have a better chance against the Rockets or the Warriors, assuming those are the last 2 there?
He has a better chance against the Rockets.
I agree.
Oh, yeah. I've been saying it this whole time. The basketball guys have spoken. LeBron James is supposed to win another championship this year because of the Houston Rockets.
Because I think the Rockets' goal right now is to beat the Warriors, right? To get out of the West and go to the championship.
And they're not going to have enough juice to get over the
right.
Cavs.
I think that's going to be
that's
going to be a fight. Now, I don't think he disappears. I think that's going to be a fight, and that's going to take a lot out of them. Like the West is going to be won with battles, like 6 and 7 game battles for once. And I think once they get to the finals, you've expended a lot of your energy, a lot of your focus, and I think those were your targets. I don't think the Rockets were looking at, we got to beat the Cavs this year and preparing for the Cavs all year. I think they've been prepared for Golden State. Right. And they know they're their biggest adversary. Now, once they get to the championship, now we got to prepare for Cleveland, and it's a different mindset. So I think he has his best shot against.
They're battling over in the East too now.
They are.
Like LeBron's going to earn it if he goes this year.
Right. But that's because of personnel and the way personnel was put together and just the timing of the situation. But I think the competition is over in the West. Like it's fair from top to bottom.
All right. So before we let you go, you know the situation in Cleveland pretty well.
Which one?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We're all going to be talking about
what are we talking
if
about?
LeBron stays in Cleveland next year.
Oh, that one.
That situation. Yeah. I personally feel like if
there's other stuff going on.
Well,
so like,
okay, yeah, you got to that's fair. You got to be more specific. Right. That's on me. My bad. The LeBron situation, staying or leaving. I think if the Cavs win the championship this year, he stays. But if they lose, I think he's coming to the Lakers. Now, people have been talking about Philadelphia. I don't get the move to Philadelphia, like legacy-wise.
I don't understand the move to Philadelphia.
Yeah, I mean, like obviously the team is great, but it doesn't fit
in alignment of what we've seen from him before, right?
It doesn't make any sense
because they'll have to play Philadelphia. Like, I just don't see it.
Did he surprise you going to the Heat?
No,
he didn't. Okay,
no, because it was a situation where he could help. You understand what I'm saying? Like, help something that wasn't already functioning well. Like, I don't see him.
Okay.
What KD did, like joining on something that's already established,
right.
I don't see that as his train of thought because that's not what happened when he came back to Cleveland or when he went to Miami. Like Miami wasn't functioning at a high level and they just added him on top. They created something with him.
Right.
Cleveland, they created something with him the second time. So I think he's about more of creating and curating.
In year 16?
Yes, but with a different level of responsibility for him.
That's why I think the 76ers move makes sense because he can take a back seat eventually.
But I don't think he's necessarily, mind you, I don't know.
Right.
So, but if I were thinking like him, I would say he's trying to find a way to make his talent level fit at this age while he's not at a decline at all. Mm-hmm. But I need somebody I can play with that can hold it if I don't want to. So it's like the curating of the situation rather than just jumping in. Yeah, you guys are working. I'm just going to be cool with y'all. No, I don't see that from him.
So if he doesn't go to Philly, where would you see him going? I think the Lakers move makes sense for this reason. If he's not going to stay in Cleveland because the situation with Dan Gilbert has gone sour or he doesn't feel like they're able to get players in or whatever, for whatever reason he wants to leave, to me, the Lakers is the only move that makes sense because they're a young team. They're going to have room to bring in not only him at a max, but another max player. And he'll be with Magic Johnson. He's going to be here in Los Angeles. He already has 2 homes here.
You've made a great a great pitch for that.
A great pitch?
Yeah.
Like Gene Buster should just hire me. And he's in Hollywood. Like he's going to get into movies and like big business. There's no place better than LA for that. He can just ride off into the sunset in Magic's Hollywood, and there's not going to be a ton of pressure on him to win because he's in LA and people are just going to be happy to see him.
You're missing. Well, if you're pitching, you're missing the biggest part
The
of the
championship
pitch.
part?
You're playing for the most historic franchise in basketball.
Well, sure, but like to me, that's why, because he's going to be in his 16th year.
You got to start with that one first. Like,
but there's not going to be any pressure for him to win championships anymore. Right. It's just going to be like get a bunch of stats.
No, it's going to be pressure. It's going to be pressure to win championships.
He's going to be 3-6 in the finals. Like, he's never going to patch Jordan like that.
You can't do the 3-6 in the finals. You cannot base a person's legacy off of their records in the finals. You have to take off the playoffs as a whole. So what's your record in the playoffs, not just in the finals? Because if you lost in the first round, why does that not count towards you on your legendary status?
Talking about Jordan?
I'm talking period. Like, we can't just say, oh, you went to the finals and you won it every time. But what about the times you didn't go to the finals? What was your record then? Like, you can't take a portion of somebody's life and base the story on that. Just period, in general. You can't take their bad or their good. You can't do it.
No, I just have the whole picture. But I just think that I just think the Lakers make sense.
Okay. You gave a great,
I gave an airtight pitch. Okay,
great pitch, and you got me. You sold me.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right. Well, if you see LeBron, let him know. I have a great pitch for him to come to the Lakers. And I'm not a Lakers fan. I just think if he comes to the Lakers, I'll be back in on LeBron.
Sweet.
Okay. Because then he's not going to be in Cleveland.
So
I can't root for Cleveland.
You were off him when he went back to Cleveland when he left.
Oh yeah. No, I can't do that.
So he's not like a.
I can't root for
Heat
Cleveland
for life. There's no thing like that. No.
No. I very much appreciate. I rode in a parade because of LeBron James.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, really because of Ray Allen, but a lot of it had to do with LeBron. I mean, look, he's the most clutch shot in history. He's the most clutch shot in NBA history, and I'm a Jordan zealot, so that's saying a lot.
Okay.
You don't agree with that one either?
It's one of the most clutch shots. Yes, I agree. One of the most.
It's so much. It's the subtle one. It's the subtle
much
things
history.
With this one.
There's so much history. There's so much history that like we have to respect. But yes, it's one of the greatest. I'm a Ray Allen fan till I die.
Right.
I promise you, I love him.
Jesus Shuttlesworth. The greatest.
Jesus, Kobe, and Kevin Garnett. Like those are guys that go down. And
you ain't gonna read his book though.
I will. When I get around to it.
Yeah.
I got to finish the one I'm reading.
Oh yeah, that's true.
What are you reading now?
The Richest Man in Babylon.
Ooh. I'm so. We're going to talk offline about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for joining us, Dahntay.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks to Dahntay Jones for joining us on the Maybe I'm Crazy podcast. That was fun. Time for in or out?
Yes, I think so. In or out? Am I in or out?
Oh, we're going to have to change the song.
Oh, my gosh. I never considered that. What if we change the name and keep the song?
Ooh.
The world's our oyster, Joy.
It is. We make the rules. All right, what am I in or out on today?
Okay, during the Indiana Pacers upset over the LeBrons, 98-80, Lance Stephenson, the court gesture to LeBron's kingdom, that makes sense, right? Yeah. Had the loudest 12 points and 5 rebounds in playoff history while getting under LeBron's skin. Joy, are you in or out on Lance's antics?
Okay. So, Lance Stephenson, my guy Lance.
Yeah.
Look, obviously I couldn't stand Lance Stephenson when LeBron was in Miami because LeBron was my guy. And, I defended him ruthlessly, which is why I'm very petty about LeBron leaving Miami.
Right.
I feel played.
Yes.
I feel like when I put my heart and soul out there and you turn me down, I'm bitter.
There's some good things happening for the Heat right now, though.
They are. So
yes.
we will get to that in a little later. But I am in on Lance's antics because I don't really think that Lance has the capability of playing any other way.
Interesting.
He's a shenanigans guy. Like I don't know if he's even an NBA player if he can't do that.
Who's another shenanigans guy? Like a famous.
I mean, J.R. Smith is a shenanigans guy.
Yes, J.R.'s a
for sure
healthy shenanigans guy.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's throwing soup. Who throws soup?
At your coach, too.
At your coach.
Yeah, that's shenanigans.
That's dysfunctional, okay?
Meta World Peace, famous shenanigans.
Huge shenanigans
yes,
guy.
King of shenanigans.
Who is now Babyface has completely turned on his own shenanigans.
Right?
He's out on it. Like he said on Undisputed he wants Lance to just play. Like Meta, that's not.
You don't just play.
I mean, Meta. World
if
Peace.
you just play, you're not in the NBA anymore.
Meta. I mean, Ron.
Meta, yes,
That's
Ron.
not how we do this. Like it's
the
that's
artist formerly known as Artest.
right. LeBron did. He did flop on the one foul. Lance did smack him on the second one. I'll give him that. But Lance just reminds me of he's like that kid bully in the movies. Like he's the guy giving swirlies and wedgies and pantsing people.
Roger Klotz from Doug. Doug reference? Roger Klotz. Is that his name?
Good
Something
reference.
like that. Something like that. Yeah, something like that. Arthur really didn't have a bully.
Great show. Yeah, but he's that guy. He's the guy peeing in your locker.
Yes.
You know?
Swirlies.
Did you guys do that at your high school?
We did a lot of bad things.
My high school was a little rougher than most.
Yeah.
I don't feel like everybody gets their lockers. I mean, nobody peed in my locker, but nobody really messed with me in high school.
I got in a fight freshman year just to like set the tone I wasn't to be messed with.
Well, you're not very small, so I can't imagine.
Listen, you can understand my kindness being mistaken for weakness.
For sure.
And you got to check some people sometimes.
For sure. That is a no-go for me. Once I'm nice to you, if you mistake that for weakness, it is your mistake for the rest of your life to deal with. You don't get an opportunity to fix that.
Exactly.
If you know me, you know that is the God truth. But yeah, not the God's honest truth. It is the God truth. I don't think that Lance Stephenson bothers LeBron, though. I think LeBron finds him funny. Like, I think he irritates LeBron, but the idea that he gets LeBron off his game, like, no series that Lance has ever played against LeBron and has he come out a winner. So I don't.
Well, okay, so I that's a great point because I was thinking that Lance Stephenson was like a lesser Andre Iguodala in the sense of someone who really bothers LeBron. There's always going to be somebody who's literally their one job is to go out and piss LeBron off, and try to get him out of his game, the way Draymond Green tries to do with LeBron.
Right, except for I struggle with the idea of putting Draymond Green in the same sense as Andre Iguodala or Draymond Green, and nothing to do with the Warriors, but Andre Iguodala Finals MVP. Like Draymond Green, glue of what some consider to be a dynasty in the NBA. Like it just is Lance Stephenson.
You can get lost in trying. You can get lost within the game of trying to piss off LeBron. That's all I'm saying. And the person that get lost is somebody who's going to give you 12 points and 5 rebounds in the playoffs. Like perfect.
I do enjoy watching him. I like shenanigans guy to try and find out what they're going to come up with next. That's fun. But to be honest with you, like Lance knew that he had LeBron when he blew in his ear, and LeBron did nothing.
Yes, yeah. I
mean, you have to smack him.
That little gift that everybody's going crazy over is just like LeBron smirking at him. It's fine. It's cute.
You have to smack him.
It's not going to happen. That's not LeBron's brand. He doesn't smack.
Oh, LeBron is not a smacker.
He's not a smacker.
LeBron is.
He's a send somebody to your
People think
quiver.
I'm hating when I say this, but this is why I love LeBron so much in Miami, even though that happened in Miami. It's the closest to LeBron being a killer that you're going to get is what LeBron was in Miami because he was a villain then.
Yeah.
But LeBron is not about that fighting life.
No.
He's just not. We know his exit from Cleveland.
Yeah, no, we
pretty
still
much
love him.
The
We
first
still love him
time
for it.
pretty much cleared up that he's not going to do that. So,
okay.
What's next?
Sammy Watkins, former LA Rams human receiver, now Sammy Watkins, Kansas City Chiefs lizard alien receiver, tweeted, "I'm a whole different species. I'm convinced I'm not a human, never was. I'm more like a advanced." I'm trying to grammatically fix it.
An advanced.
I'm more like an advanced reptilian solar being. I'm very powerful when it's kind of scary to me. LOL. Some emojis. Twitter emojis are trash. Joy, are you in or out on Sammy Watkins, the lizard alien receiver?
Okay. What do you mean Twitter emojis are trash?
They just look
Oh yeah, like the
fake.
way that they look. Yeah.
Yeah, they look like buttons or something.
Yeah.
Like it's just weird looking.
They're like digitized.
Right?
Okay, that I understand what you're saying though.
Yes, okay.
I don't know if that was like a not cool thing to use emojis on Twitter.
No, it's fine. Yeah, you do a good job of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I always want, I'm gonna stay ahead of the game.
No, of course.
What was the question? I'm sorry.
Are you in or out on Sammy Watkins, the lizard alien receiver?
Oh, I'm in on it.
Yes.
Do you, Sammy? I feel like I have questions.
Oh,
I'd like you to come
plenty.
on the Maybe I'm Crazy podcast. This is the right space for you.
Yes,
where it's very
please.
non-judgmental room.
Yeah.
We need answers. One, what had you consumed before you tweeted this?
Right.
Question one.
Right.
Question two. What is it? What are the powers that you have from being a lizard space being?
He said he is a advanced reptilian solar being.
So he's not a basic reptilian solar being. He's advanced.
Yes.
So he's like leader of the reptile aliens.
Of sorts.
But
yeah.
are you an alien if you're a solar being?
Well, the sun is not of. It's the sun's Earth. Is it? We didn't know if it was the sun's Earth. That's one of the questions we should ask.
Right.
Right. That's why he needs to come on.
So, right, he does need to come on.
Yeah, I can't answer him for him because I'm speaking. I can't speak as an advanced. If anything, I'm just a solar being.
You're just a regular solar.
Right,
You're just
yeah.
a regular alien. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I feel you. I mean, like I'm ready to answer questions about my planet. Whenever
someone asks.
Right.
Because the thing is, you don't know the answers until you're asked.
Right,
sometimes,
exactly.
Right?
Right. So, okay, so he's I don't, look, I'm all in on guys like being themselves. I think it's funny.
Yeah.
I just, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Are there follow-up questions on his tweet?
No,
So he just tweeted that and abandoned.
He was, you alluded to it. He may have, some people are saying substances were involved on this take. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe he's finally bold enough to tell people.
To tell everyone he feels emboldened now that he's in Kansas City to reveal that he's a space alien.
He had a press conference and he clarified on it.
Oh.
We got to dig into that. All right, let's hear it. Let's hear this audio.
Tweet on Saturday said you thought before giving you a reptilian solar being. Could you just expand on that a little bit, or just a little more of the motivation behind it?
No, I just feel like this world is what it is, and it's a lot of different species, and we're a lot of different species. And I mean, whether we like it or not, we all got some same characteristics in this world, and we all different, but we all got the same conscience, and we all living in the same reality. But it's a lot of different things going on in this world.
Amen.
I mean, I agree.
I was waiting to poke holes in it.
Poke holes in that.
Yeah.
You can't.
Can't do it.
You can't do it.
It's like, you know what?
It is right. It's deep
He's
and
right.
it's like philosophical.
There's a bunch of different other creatures and things and beings. He was not on any substance when he answered that question,
Correct.
just to be fair.
And that's the realest they ever wrote right there. All right, what's next?
Moving on. Sticking with wide receivers. Wide receiver Mike Wallace weighs 200 pounds, roughly.
Right.
The contract he signed with the Super Bowl champs Philadelphia Eagles this offseason has a clause in it that will make him $585,000 richer if he comes into camp under 250 pounds. Mind you, he weighs roughly 200 pounds. Joy, are you in or out on contractual weight limits? That makes sense, right?
Who was it that had Eddie Lacy had weight stipulations in his contract?
When he went to Green Bay. Or was he?
When he
left
Seattle.
Green Bay into Seattle, yes.
I feel like those were necessary.
Yes.
50 pounds, they're worried about Mike Wallace getting on the cheesesteaks, huh? He's going to go rogue?
Yeah, there's a lot of good pretzels in Philly.
When was the last time there was a 250-pound receiver?
I don't know.
I feel like that's not the average weight.
They didn't even put that in a Replacements movie. You would think if there was one, it'd be in the Replacements movie.
I mean, how much did Calvin Johnson weigh?
He had to have been up there. Calvin Johnson probably was a good 235 easy.
Okay, there's 15 more pounds.
Yeah.
250?
Yeah.
My brother weighed 250. That's insane.
That you don't want your receivers weigh 250 pounds.
No, obviously they don't, which is why the weight stipulation is in there. I just feel like it's excessive.
I'm here for contractual weight limits.
Contractual weight limits?
Contractual weight limits.
Why?
Contractual weight limits. That's how I diet.
What?
240.
Who's 240?
Calvin Johnson?
Calvin Johnson, yeah. Big dude. Like I buy clothes. I buy shirts and then okay, I'm gonna lose weight and get into that shirt.
Oh yeah, that's
it's like my favorite shirt.
Yeah, that's a good weight loss trick.
Yeah, this is my contractual. Like I spent all this money on this outfit. I gotta lose weight to get into it.
Have you ever had to lose weight for something, or make weight for a team?
Well, I should have. Don't get me started on that. Charlie Weiss ruined my life.
I know. We know that you don't like Charlie Weiss.
No, I don't dislike Charlie Weiss. He just. I was 275 going into college.
Oh, so you like a person that ruined your life?
He got me to Notre Dame. I gotta respect that. He told me, I'm not talking about Charlie Weiss. Because I'm going to Notre Dame this weekend.
Okay,
I'm not going to get into Charlie Weiss.
When you come back from Notre Dame, we'll spill the tea about Charlie Weiss.
Yes. So contractual weight limits. Me and Michelle went to Hawaii.
Michelle is Brandon's fiance.
Yes, we went to Hawaii. That's where I proposed to her. So to zip line, and we don't all that craziness.
Except for the jungle.
All the hang glider, all that crazy stuff. I had to be 285 to zip line.
And what were you before you went?
I was which point? When I read it on the website, I was roughly 300 something.
Okay,
right?
That's not bad.
I got
300
down
something.
Something. I'm always 300 something.
Okay.
So I got down to 289 right before I left for the trip, and I was like, no, I missed it. We're not hang gliding anymore. Let's look at the helicopter flights. Or not zip lining. We're not zip lining anymore.
You're not hang gliding either.
No, we ain't doing that either. Because the weight limit was 285. I don't play with the weight limits. I haven't been in the twos since I tried to lose weight for the zip line.
You were looking lean though.
I was looking
good. So I
good.
should say yes.
I was looking good.
Yeah, you can't mess with that.
Have you
the
ever
weight
do
limits
that?
on the zip lining
Yes.
are strict.
Oh, they're
and you should stick to them.
yes.
No, this is not debatable. However,
No.
okay, it's
I'm not
not like
getting
that.
up there.
Oh yeah,
No.
I'm 5 pounds over this metal string is just
Right.
gonna deal with it.
You think Sherman Klump didn't look up weight limits and stuff before he showed up? Place one of the smartest guys in the world.
You don't understand people that try to get around like the system with
Yes.
stuff like that. For what, bro? It's like the people
Wanna
at
die
the
quick?
It's yeah, exactly. Like what
Why?
what are you proving? You're
Yeah.
like getting away with something.
And I did it. I
I
was
was
10
5
pounds
pounds over. I went down the zip line. They didn't even know.
Got him.
Silly goose. It's like the people at the amusement parks who try and sneak their little kids on the rides that are too short.
It's not time.
It's not. They're not discriminating against your small child.
Right.
Okay. It's not a conspiracy to keep your kid off the ride.
Yes.
Your little shrimp kid.
Yes.
Okay.
And take the hat off too.
Right.
You ain't fooling nobody.
Put the heels down.
Right.
There's a height limit so they don't die. That's what it's there for. The sign is so that they don't die. Take them to the smaller part of the kiddie park. They got to ride the slower ride. Sorry.
Yeah. Or watch.
Sorry, little Benji. It's not your year. Maybe next year.
Not even next year.
Start crying. Go get him some cotton candy and keep it pushing.
Yeah. Eat some spinach. Isn't that what makes you grow smaller? Or bigger?
I'm a small person. I barely can get on those rides anyway as it is as an adult.
Stop. Okay. Moving on to another adult. Kawhi Leonard was not with his team in Oakland to watch his teammates get walked through.
Ooh, we're using the quotes around
twice
teammates now.
By the Golden State Warriors. The Spurs have agreed to his current rehab plan in New York, but it seems as if they really didn't have a choice. Joy, are you in or out on Kawhi's solo mission to the money?
Yes.
Interesting.
I've been with Kawhi. I believe I made a very impassioned plea with him in the Petty Report several weeks ago that he should get his money because that's what he plays basketball for. It's not for the love of the game, guys. This is not love and basketball.
Not in NBA.
Okay, this is real life. This is real bills to be paid, and they played professional basketball and love and basketball too, by the way.
Oh yeah. No, he went to the.
There were lots of professional basketball players in that movie, starting with the father.
That was the All-State guy.
He is All-State guy.
He is the All-State guy. You're in good hands.
He was a player in that movie, though.
He was on and off the court.
Got enough money to keep your ass in diamonds and gold. What does he say? Rubies and glitter. I don't know what he said.
When I saw that black family in that kitchen in that movie, I was like, I can get a kitchen like that. I can get a kitchen like that.
Well, you gotta be a professional basketball player, so
I didn't know the doors open.
Yeah,
vertically.
Him. Anyway, I'm in on Kawhi. Can we look up the correct quote for that movie?
Yeah,
I need to get that right. Anyway, I'm in on Kawhi getting his money.
Yes,
because that's what he plays basketball for, and I mean he's risking over $200 million. He can give him the supermax if he's healthy. I'm not risking $200 million. Here's what I'm not in on though. I don't know why he's not there.
That's what I'm saying. I don't like that he's not there.
You can't be rehabbing so hard that you can't be there with your team on the sideline. You need to be supporting your team. I am not in on.
And I want to see him on the sideline in his cotton Fruit of the Loom shirt with his oversized sports coat, with his braids, making no expression no matter what's going on in the game. I need to see that on the sideline to let me know that he's in with the Spurs. I don't know if he's in with the Spurs right now.
I don't think he is. And Pop is definitely pissed about it. When he told reporters you have to ask his group about it. I think Kawhi is done with the Spurs. This is very un-Spurs like. This isn't the type of stuff that they tolerate.
No.
And I know that they're kind of in a spot because they can't really totally sell out on him because I don't think that they really know what's going on. I do think he is still a little hurt because if he felt 110%, I feel like he would play.
But everyone's hurt at this point in the season.
Okay, but he's coming off an injury. So, if he was 110%, I feel like he would play because it's a better look for him to get this contract. That's why I feel like he has to be a little bit hurt. I just don't understand. And I understand him sitting out for that purpose. Look what happened to Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah.
Dude, they never getting that money.
No, they made him play.
No one is giving him that money. It's just like you have examples of this happening in the league, and it's just not worth it.
Isaiah's becoming Derrick Rose. He might become a Derrick Rose.
That's not something you want to aspire to. Unless you want a really awesome Adidas contract to continue to put out Derrick Rose shoes.
Derrick Rose shoes. He's playing okay he played his best game for the Timberwolves this last game. Yep. I'm interested in seeing him in the playoffs.
Kawhi does have new management now though, which is what Pop is talking about when he's saying talk to his group. Kawhi's being managed by his uncle.
Yes,
or his agent is now his uncle or something.
Yes,
we trust.
Yeah.
You know, look, like I'm not big on the families running the I feel like it's conflict of interest.
Right, for sure.
You know, plus Biggie told us, you know, keep your family and business completely separated, 10 commandments, you know. But I feel like Biggie said it, he warned you. This is where things go wrong.
It's
too much
red
emotion
letters.
involved.
Red letters in the book, in the Biggie book. That's what he said. That's what
You
he
just,
said.
I don't know that I like that part of it because I do feel like you need somebody who is impartial and will like be honest with you all the time. I don't know his uncle, maybe he is, but I don't think he should play, but I do think he should be with the team. And I don't think he'll be with the Spurs next year because this is not looking good.
Sticking with Adidas. I'm so sorry.
I like Adidas. Shout out to Adidas. Adidas is for the culture, by the way.
Yes, they rebranded themselves. They're getting a lot of rappers on board.
Well, also they said that they would give Colin Kaepernick a contract if he gets to the team.
But
by the way, Adidas, you can still give him a contract.
Right.
No rules about that. I'm also available for contracts, even though I'm currently wearing Nike.
I am available for all contracts. All of them. Okay. Anyways, James Harden dropped 44 points and 8 assists in Game 1 against the T-Wolves.
Cooking them.
Yes. This comes after what? What?
I mean, he was cooking them. They barely won, but
okay. Well, okay.
We'll
get to
continue.
that. Yes. That performance came after Harden's GQ cover story. In it, he brought up the challenges of eating with facial hair, particularly in public. He says, I get food in this all the time. It kind of comes with it. If you want to look as good as I do, blah. Joy, are you in or out on eating in front of people?
Okay. First of all, I love those green basketball shorts. Need them. I mean, not green. The pink glitter ones. I don't know why I said green. I didn't mean green at all. I don't even know where that came from. The pink.
From the GQ cover?
Yeah, it's like a different color just came to my brain.
Swagged out.
The pink glitter ones.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about? I like that shoot, actually.
Yeah, I'm only for, I like Russell Westbrook's better.
Oh, my God.
Russell Westbrook's better.
Yes, we like Russell Westbrook's better. We do not like Russell Wilson's better.
No, never.
Not our brand.
Never
please.
at all. Never at all.
Just
I just
erase
think
that you said that from the memory of time.
It was a miss of speaking.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
We're starting this off very badly. Green and Russell Wilson. And
My thing is, I don't see James Harden wearing that stuff going into games as much as I see Russell Westbrook wearing the type of stuff that I saw in the GQ article into the game. You know what I'm saying? It's
really his brand.
Yeah, keep the same energy everywhere you are.
Right. So I really took a good hard look at James Harden's beard. I feel like for the first time in Game 1. Like, I know I'm aware he has a beard, but I didn't really just like take the time to examine it. And I have some thoughts.
He is the beard.
First of all, I feel badly for James Harden, and when I read that quote, it made a lot of sense. He gets food in his beard. You know what I mean? So I don't have that problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't. Yeah,
I don't have a beard, so I feel like I feel bad for him because that sucks. Because eating food is amazing, and then also he can never shave. He can never shave his beard. And I feel like one of the things that the people with the beards complain about is sometimes it gets itchy scratchy.
Right.
And then you just get sick of it and you're like, I'm just shaving this.
This is 3 weeks in and I can't believe I haven't shaved mine. I'm gonna do it this weekend.
Right.
Yeah, it's too much.
It gets the itchy scratchy.
Yeah, itchy scratchy.
Right.
You gotta brush it.
He can never shave that thing.
He can't. But he can't.
And he can't because we know what he looked like before the beard.
Right. I was saying he can't shave it because of, genetics. He's just not a...
It's not a thing, man. It's got to stay.
He's good at scoring, not good at looking.
The beard is there to stay forever.
Right. Exactly.
Forget the fact that it's his brands. Like, he literally can't shave it. It's like Samson. Yeah. Like, if he cuts it, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
Like, you
lose all your
powers.
Yeah.
But I do think he can look at this in a more positive spin. Because I'm one of those people that if I have something on my face or I have something in my teeth or like I've got a piece of hair, like I feel like the closest I've ever come to yelling at you is after one of our podcasts, I had a crazy piece of hair sticking out, which I'm sure was in the YouTube comments, sticking out like out of the side of my head for the whole podcast. And I'm watching it back like, you didn't tell me I have something to hate. Like,
Brandon. Yeah,
all you have to do is this. Hey, joint, go like this. That's it. It's done.
But after that, I start doing this.
Yes. Or you can just say, "Hey, Joy, fix your hair," and I'll just be like, "Okay, thank you," and then we continue. And we continue moving on.
I'm listening to what the takes. We're talking about stuff.
I know.
I ain't got time
You're
to talk about your hair.
You're listening to what I'm saying and know what I look like. It's very cute. Okay, but in reality, we've got eyeballs. The hair is sticking out. Just fix it.
I should have. When you put the hoodie on, like the hoodie was there. I should have. I'm sorry. I apologize.
So I have major trust issues with people who don't tell me when I have something on my face or in my teeth.
But you ask me all the time if you have something in your teeth, and I look and I inspect, and I don't say yes until I know that there's nothing in there.
Yes, right. And then sometimes even still, I don't trust people to answer too quickly because I know that they didn't look.
You do frequently go to your phone afterwards.
Right. And I'm very worried about the boogers.
Yes, the boogers.
And so because I have these trust issues, I feel like James should look at it this way. This is an opportunity to find out who you can trust or not. Because he said he doesn't like to eat on first dates.
Right.
Which is like, what do you do? Blind dates?
Blind dates, yeah.
He goes on blind dates?
The MVP. NFL, NBA MVP.
Who the bleep still goes on blind dates?
I love that show, though. I miss that show. I would watch him go on a blind date on the blind date show.
I've never been on a blind date in my life.
Blind date.
Like a blind, where you go and you meet a person you do not know what they look like. How is that even possible anymore?
I've gone on blind business meetings. Well,
that's different.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm not in on the dating thing. I don't know. I think
you're
that's
out.
The same
you're
thing.
out this conversation anyway. You have a decade missing of the dating. But I can't imagine just going to meet someone I don't know what they look like.
Yeah. Well, that's why Mark Zuckerberg created Facebook in his dorm room.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah.
I don't know how is that even possible anymore? Like, don't you find their name and look them up on Instagram?
Oh, immediately. I mean,
instantaneously.
Sometimes, yeah.
So I feel like he's mischaracterizing blind dates to begin with. Maybe he just means first dates. But anyway, regardless, like, look at it this way. You can find out very easily if you can trust them or not. Because if they let you sit there with the egg in your beard, they can't be trusted.
But also,
they want you for your money, James. If they can't look you in the face and be like, hey, I love that swaggy outfit. By the way, you got a little broccoli right here.
Some of your salad is
snatch that one. Let me get that
still
for
there. You. Yes. Yeah, you get it for him. Yeah. It's just he can't shave that beard. He cannot shave
the beard. It's unfortunate. It's there for life. Literally for life. It's going to be so gray one day. So gray and full.
He's going to NBA champion and still hiding.
Oh, no. Let's not get ahead of
hiding a hideous face.
There's no way that they're winning the championship. I'm sorry. Fair. I look at me when they do, and I will wear it. But I feel very good about saying it. The Rockets are not going to win a championship. And guess what? Your coach doesn't think so either. Nope.
Doesn't matter. Rings don't matter.
We did a great job during the regular season, guys. There's no pressure.
Going
into the NBA playoffs, whatever we did, it's not going to define us.
God's plan.
Whatever happens, it doesn't define us. We don't play for keeps around here. I don't know why that's my
Dahntay just told us. It
literally sounds nothing like D'Antoni at all, but
in my mind, I think of it.
You know what I'm saying, though. Like, I feel like people who are like, yeah, everybody gets a trophy, that's what they sound like.
Yeah, no.
We all came, we tried real hard. Orange slices and juice boxes for everyone. If one day I ever do have a child, and they're over the age of 5, and somebody tries to reward them for losing, that I might make the news.
So you're going to be one of those parents.
What, that doesn't accept losers? Yeah.
To what extent, though? Because
to the extent that you have to learn that everything in life is not handed to you. Everybody doesn't get a trophy. You lost. Maybe next time, try harder.
Their life gonna be so nice outside of losing, though, if they're your child.
Exactly. You cannot win at everything. Okay. You won the parent lottery. All right. To be grateful for that.
Yeah.
Count your blessings. Hear ye, hear ye.
Here we go.
Dez Bryant is petty. And I won't back down. This pen's too small for me. I like this one more. So Dez got cut.
Yes.
He was let go by the Dallas Cowboys. Just to be clear, I like Dez. I'm very clear about I like diva wide receivers. I like when diva wide receivers are also then good.
Yes.
But I'm not a Cowboys fan, so it's irrelevant to me whether Dez Bryant is good or not.
Right.
But he was being paid an insane amount of money to not be great. So can't have that. It was inevitable that he was going to get cut. I think the only person who didn't realize that this was not going to work was Dez Bryant. Now, I don't know if he was willing to take a pay cut in order to stay in Dallas, but maybe that wasn't an option anymore because of all the drama that was surrounding it.
Right.
But anyway, he was out for blood as soon as he got cut, throwing all the Jason Garrett guys under the bus, which I wasn't even aware Jason Garrett had a group of guys. Jason Garrett doesn't seem like he has like a tremendous amount of personality. No offense to Jason Garrett, because he's managed to make a pretty good gig for himself by not having much of a personality, because Jerry Jones obviously runs that and he's cool with that.
Yeah, all Jerry guys.
Right. So I mean, look, like he wasn't a captain, so I was like throwing some shade at that. I will say to Dez, I highly doubt that Jason Witten and Dak Prescott had any say in Sean Lee
Right.
Whether you were a Cowboy moving forward or not, considering the fact that Sean Lee's available for about half the games in the season.
Right.
Jason Witten is likely retiring after this year, and Dak Prescott, I don't think has that much pull with Jerry. I mean, I'm not close to the situation, but I imagine a second-year quarterback who didn't even want to start in his first year, was trying to work mud Tony Romo back into the starting lineup. I don't think he has that much pull. That's just my educated guess. But anyway, the point is he's being petty because he's hurt, because he was cut, which I get, but unable to separate professional from personal. He wants to go to the Giants.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, he said, look, like Dez and Odell on the same team would be bleeping incredible.
Incredible for us. Not not for the locker room. Not
Oh,
for
no,
snacks.
no. Not for the Giants. Not for like actually winning. Let me be clear. I care only if it's not my team. I care only about content purposes. To be completely transparent.
Yeah, that actually makes sense.
Like,
That's a good criteria.
This is my job.
Yeah.
And I like content.
Right.
So I like when people do crazy things,
Yes.
not illegal things, but when people say crazy things and they're interesting characters.
I don't mind the illegal.
How illegal?
We won't get into that. But
Pizza and cocaine illegal, or that's kind of my threshold.
Dez Bryant going to the Giants. Just go ahead.
Yeah. I like this move actually. I think it would be fun if he stayed in the NFC East, but I also think Dez needs to be aware that he's probably going to go wherever he gets an offer.
Yes,
because it's been a couple days now and he's not signed.
Right, like Mike Wallace had the most receiving yards for the Ravens. It's 763 yards. Like. He signed somewhere. Like,
yeah, I mean, someone's going to sign Dez Bryant. It's not retiring. Like he's not going to be out of the league. But I'm just saying, I would love for petty and content purposes for him to go to the Giants because I don't think the Giants are going to go this year. And Odell and Dez on the same team would be amazing. But Dez is being petty, which I don't. Listen, I love petty, so go for it. Go for it. Throw up the X?
Yeah, well, that's what he said
at
the end of that tweet.
He did. He put throw up the X?
Yes.
Is that Dez's? I understand. Please don't say I don't know what the X is.
Yes, I know you know.
Just relax.
Wakanda.
Yes. No, not Wakanda either. Like I know that that's the X. That's what I'm saying. I was going to say is that's Dez's version of Strive for Greatness.
Oh yes.
Because we all know if LeBron doesn't tweet something with Strive for Greatness at the end of it, it actually was never tweeted.
Yes.
It was hacked. It was hacked.
Throw up the X.
For sure. It came from Rich Paul or Maverick Carter if it doesn't have hashtag Strive for Greatness on it. That's a note. Can't confirm that, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
I wish we could title the podcast that.
What? I'm pretty sure that's how it works. It's not a bad name, actually. Don't steal it. All right. It's a very exciting day. We're trying to be more positive around here.
Huge day.
Not be so mean.
Yes.
So we have a lit list, which we debuted last week. What else? Oh, hot take Doritos, which went very well.
Yes. I think I would have changed some of them after watching the first games, but
Well, that's what they call them a hot take for.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. Just want to be honest.
You got to go out on that little ledge there.
Yes.
Cavs Warriors hot takes.
Yes.
All right. So we have lit list again. As we mentioned earlier, it's the Coachella. So for the rest of the world, I feel like Coachella is such an elitist thing. It kind of is.
We have a lot of elitist things
in Los Angeles,
yes.
which I'm perfectly fine with. I don't care. I've worked very hard to get here. So
on both the coastal elites, both of them.
Yes. Right.
No, we got good where we were at and ended up here.
Right. I mean, listen. Again, I'm not apologizing for anything. I worked very hard. Okay, I worked two years in this business for free. All right, getting coffee and copies. All right.
Right. Yes.
So just miss me with it.
Right.
All right. I worked hard to get here. And one day I will go to Coachella. Probably not this year, but our producer Ariana did go to Coachella and she had a good time. I'm sorry for putting you on the spot, Ariana. But you're the only Coachella person that I know right now, so you have to answer the questions. But Beyonce was amazing and shook the world.
Yes.
And I guess what they do is, for the rest of everyone else out there who isn't going to Coachella like myself, I just learned they do the same thing the next weekend. So you're kind of like the second group of kids when you go to the Coachella the second weekend. So Beyonce was awesome.
Yes.
She killed it. First black woman ever headline Coachella.
Crazy. I honestly, as much as we want to pat ourselves on the back for those type of accolades, I feel like they shouldn't say them because it
does remind you that thing didn't happen before.
It's wild. It's like, wait a minute, huh?
And it's 2018, yeah.
What?
Yeah. Well,
Beyonce was the first?
And she changed her nail polish.
I heard about that. There's an article. There's a headline I didn't read.
I was
that said
informed.
she did not change her nail polish.
Okay, she did, first of all. And don't say that again because she did.
Okay, I apologize.
So I asked Patty, who does makeup here at Fox. I asked her about it because I was like, my mind was blown because doing my nails is a chore that as a woman I do not enjoy having to do.
Right.
It's like an hour and a half of my week every 2 weeks that really bothers me. I just wish it was faster.
Couldn't you just do it yourself? Have somebody else do them?
Yeah, of course I have someone else do them.
Oh, well, how's it such a chore then?
Because it's an errand I have to run. Anyway, it's part of my job. Like my nails have to be done. I'm on television. Anyway, I asked Patty. Like I was like, it's amazing she did her nails. She was like, yeah, we do. She works on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
She was like, yeah, that's not a big deal. She was like, there's like 1,000 colors and they just pop on. It literally takes 35 seconds, and it kind of crushed it for me.
Would you do that?
No, because you can't. I need it to last longer than that. Anyway, Beyonce was amazing. Cardi B was pregnant, twerking. Because that's how she got pregnant.
And almost that. That's what she. Yes.
That's how it happened.
Cardi B's constituency is growing stronger and stronger, spreading like the plague. It should.
I mean,
it should.
It's out there.
She deserves it.
She does. She does. And I love the ode to TLC too.
Oh my gosh.
With the left eye look, it was amazing. And Rihanna's living her best life. First of all, don't tell Rihanna she can't wear a ski mask in the desert. She does whatever the bleep she wants.
Yes. Don't tell Rihanna to do anything.
Exactly. And she was in the front row jamming to Beyonce.
Yes.
I love it. So basically, it was the Lit List / Coachella report for the women.
Yeah.
That we love. Which is Cardi B, Beyonce, and Rihanna. And I'm looking for Nicki Minaj, but she's not on that list. Oh, I love Nicki, but she's being emotional right now.
She's doing too much.
We have so many emotional women. Can we just not be emotional?
Hanging out with Drake too much.
Too much. In your feelings.
And we love Drake though.
Yeah, we do love Drake too, actually.
Got to.
Someone has to be in their feelings. We can't all be cold-hearted. All right, loser power rankings. Loser power rankings. These are the losers, the loser of the week. Okay. Twitter. You got to stop doing the comparisons, okay? I know we always want to compare Michael Jordan and LeBron James, and that's fine. Yeah. But nobody told you to drag Michael Jackson and Beyonce into this. So apparently, the vortex of hell, also known as Twitter, which I love.
The new name.
I love.
Yeah.
I have different names for it.
Yeah.
Beelzebub's lair.
Say that one more again.
Beelzebub. It's another name for the devil.
Oh, Beelzebub.
Beelzebub.
They did not.
Didn't you go to church?
There. I did. They kept it to that one name.
Oh.
Or I guess Lucifer, Satan. There's other names. Devil.
Angel.
But
Death.
I didn't know about Belly Bub. I didn't.
Anyway, they're saying MJ.
Yes.
Is the comparison obviously Michael Jackson?
Yes.
And Beyonce, LeBron, and just stop it.
Why?
Just stop it. Okay, first of all, Beyonce has never taken that many L's. If we're being for real.
Woo!
If we're being for real.
I thought we were going to use. I thought we were going to flip it.
Yeah.
And but you still coming for LeBron.
If we're keeping it 100, she's never taken that many L's. And she never went back. You know what I mean? Like.
My gosh.
She did the opposite. She actually went on her own, and then she didn't never need nobody. Although she did bring that's a shout out to Coachella, but it was really more like for,
what for who?
It was for them.
It was not for Kelly or Michelle. Maybe for Michelle. No, she didn't do that for them. She did it because those were the hits.
She has no hits since then.
She has gone
got no
back.
hits since then.
She hasn't gone back, but she has paid homage quite a bit.
Okay, honestly though, if you want to make this comparison though. It settles it forever. Like Michael Jordan's the greatest because there is no one better than Michael Jackson. And that's no shade to Beyonce. Beyonce is legendary forever in her own category, but ain't nobody Michael Jackson. And that is coming from a Prince worshiper because Prince is 1A to me. And the only reason I don't put Prince above Michael Jackson is because it's kind of unfair. Like Prince was the ultimate musician. He played like 36 instruments or 56 or I don't even know how many instruments there are in the world, but he played most of them.
I respect the Prince love and obsession. I don't necessarily understand it completely, but I respect it.
Come again?
I don't respect it completely. If Purple Rain, the film, came out in 2018, you think we'd be celebrating Prince?
Listen, Prince is
as much as he's putting his hands on other genders in that film.
So yes, even more. We don't believe in gender around here. You are what you feel like. Okay. And Prince is incredible. There will be zero Prince slander tolerated, especially in that wolf shirt.
I did not. There's no slander. I simply said I don't understand. I can be ignorant on something.
Anyway, just calm down. Yeah, Prince would love that shirt.
We're gonna move through these faster.
He put some, he probably cut the sleeves off in the back, have the back open, maybe tie it lower back.
I need more back open shirts.
I'm thinking about adding on to my lower back tattoo, though, by the way, while we're mentioning lower back.
Interesting. Let me know when you do, because I'm thinking about adding
I
on to my
might be doing it in like 2 days.
What? Are you going to add on to it in 2 days?
I don't know yet. I haven't decided.
What
Which is very off-brand for me because I thought about both of my tattoos for a very long time.
Completely off-brand. What are you talking about?
So look, all right, this is a sidebar. I have a lower back tattoo. I have a tramp stamp, but it's my mother's name, so it doesn't really actually count. I got it when I was 18. Lower back tattoos were very
You had
big
this
back
argument. You realized the flaws in it. Continue.
Yeah, it was 2004. It was a long time ago. Anyway, so I have that. And I have a foot tattoo, which me and my younger sister got together. It was her first tattoo, my second, and we got the same one on the same foot. So, and it's 3 flowers. It's 3 stargazer lilies, which is my favorite flower. And it was me, my older sister Tiffany, and her. So it represents the 3 of us.
You have
and
to
then
slow
I have
down.
my mother's on my back, yes.
They're updating your wiki feet page right now, so just slow down.
Gross, I do.
Make sure they have the notes.
I forgot about that.
You know what I mean? So just want to let you know, the 3 flowers. Okay, continue. Let that sit in. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
If you don't know what Brandon is talking about, there's an entire website dedicated to my feet. And look, I don't get it.
Right.
I've never understood the foot thing, but apparently there's a lot of people into it. So
Yeah.
I respect all my fans. Thank you. I guess I will not.
However you get there.
Whatever,
You need to start catering to them a little bit more.
whatever you're into. Anyway,
I'm
so
sorry.
I actually, speaking of the foot people,
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to add on to it, but I've been told that's not a good look for me to put. I wanted to go up my ankle a little bit.
Like get a sleeve on your leg?
No, just like right here. Like it's right here. I want to get right here. Right? Just something little.
You want to get on your Achilles?
Yeah.
That's not a good spot.
Anyway, so I was going to add on to my lower back tattoo.
Right. Nice.
Okay. Well, it's a little side. And the foot people got a nice shot, so you're welcome. All right. Second loser of the week is this Derek Jeter character. I mean, so I've abandoned the Marlins completely.
Congratulations.
By the way, New York, you don't deserve Giancarlo Stanton. I'm just putting that out there. You don't deserve him. You don't.
If any city deserves him, it's New York.
No, you don't deserve him.
We deserve to have a super team in baseball as well.
Yeah, you're right. The Yankees, they've not had enough success. The poor New York Yankees fans. They really needed a helping hand.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah,
anyway, Derek Jeter is not going. He's not feeling New York anymore. So the Marlins went to the Yankees, and Jeter told reporters in Miami, "I went to a spring training game in New York when we played New York, but it would be an awkward situation for me to go to Yankee Stadium. Why?" For what? You gave him Giancarlo Stanton.
Yeah.
You completely ruined the Marlins. Why wouldn't they? Should be happy to see you. Oh, by the way, you did a lot of winning there, and they pretty much like you in New York. Did I miss something? Are they out on Derek Jeter in New York now? Did I miss that?
Him saying that and
missed that alert?
Him acting like that.
Huh? Yeah.
For 20 years.
Yeah. There's a
couple ladies,
Two decades.
I think he was very nice to the ladies. He was very
know.
very honest with them.
He's paid them not to make eye contact with him again.
Exactly. He's a married man now. He's got a child.
Yeah.
He look, it's
I'm saying him saying this is trying to Jedi mind trick us to like, oh, maybe he's doing good things for the Marlins. Maybe he's not setting up the Yankees to win.
No, the Marlins are an absolute dumpster fire in every and people throw that term around way too lightly. The Marlins are a dumpster fire. I cannot actually believe that I miss Jeffrey Loria. That is a dramatic statement.
Yeah, I can't give you anything with that.
Yeah, no, you can't because it's really that bad.
Yeah.
All right, number one loser of the week, Cavs. So obviously the Cavs lost game one because the basketball gods decided that it was going to be a nice week for Joy Taylor. So the Cavs lost game one. Dwayne Wade had an amazing game, and the Heat won game two. But they lost to the Pacers, which I got to be honest with you, I did not expect the Pacers to take a game this series.
It was one of my hot take-a-readers.
So
that
it
was.
It was. You can give yourself a pat on the back for that.
I'm busy right now, but
What did you say? I forgot your hot take.
Just that these Indiana Pacers teams are going to get at least one game. Like the LeBron
that is a
sweep.
hot take.
That
Okay.
LeBron sweep was going to be over going into the Pacers series.
Okay.
That's what I said.
So they'll get, I believe that the Cavs will win in 5 because let's be serious.
6.
Okay.
I give him 6.
Okay.
I give him 6.
I think it's gonna be 5. But anyway, so there's a lot going on in Cleveland. Ty Lue, but poor Ty Lue, man. I don't genuinely feel bad for people that have to coach LeBron James because
Right.
it's like you don't really have to do much work. But man, Tyler's had it in this season.
He's putting them to work.
Think about what they've been through this season.
It's been
It's
two
no
seasons
wonder
worth.
that he was like, you know what, guys? I need a break.
Yeah.
You and we're on a break.
I need about 3 days.
I just need some time.
At least.
I just want to sit in a tub.
Right.
I just like soak. All right.
Yes.
Light some candles, get some
Right.
lavender going or something. All right. I need a massage. I need some time apart from you. Just
Yeah,
for
Ray
a
Allen's
minute.
book he had to read.
Exactly. There's so much going on. And then Tristan Thompson. Congrats, Chloe and Tristan, on Baby True.
Baby True. The irony is not lost on any of us.
Zero people.
True Thompson.
Zero people are lost in the irony of that. But that's not the important part of that name, though.
What?
Everyone's missing it.
What's the?
How the bleep you not gonna give that baby Kardashian last name?
Ooh.
Got me throwing stuff.
Yeah, that baby deserves to be a Kardashian.
Deserves to be a Kardashian.
Thompson.
Thompson.
You know how many Thompsons are out there?
I mean, when that baby True grows up, she gonna be mad at her mama. First of
Right.
all, that's how you brought me into the world. That's how you feel.
I want to see.
I'm mad at both of you. I'm mad at you, Daddy, for acting like that. You get your bleep together. You messy. And Mama, my last name should be Kardashian. Where did we go wrong here?
Kardashian.
Y'all don't work way too hard for that last name to give that baby last name Thompson. It is wrong.
They should probably consider giving it the West. Like, give it last name
Yes,
West.
it should be honorary West baby.
Yeah.
I agree.
True West.
I actually do like the first
True
name True,
West. True
though. How did they not
West.
do that?
They sleeping. They sleeping.
What a mistake.
They don't follow any other rules. Why would they follow name rules?
I know.
Dumb.
Now all of a sudden you want to be traditional.
Yeah, get out of here.
I will say though that I do like the first name True, and I'm very out on people like telling people what they should name their kids. I used to be on that, like, oh, celebrities name their kids goofy stuff like Apple. Like, hey, name your kid whatever you want. You've been pregnant with that thing for 9 months. So you can do whatever you want with it.
Ben Rames has a child named Rainbow.
What I mean by that is you can name the kid whatever you want. That's not
Right.
that came out wrong.
Yeah,
You know what I
a
meant.
little bit. Yes, but I like the creativity of our people. So like I just want to continue to learn. And see.
That was a Jenner creation, right? Not Jenner, but like it was Chris's like grandfather's name or something.
Oh really?
Yeah. True. She tweeted it. She was like, it was like my grandpa's name and then my father's middle name or something. So it's not even really that creative.
How many Instagram followers do you think True Thompson has already?
Ooh, True Thompson already has an Instagram, which is
Yes.
why it should be True Kardashian.
Yes, I'm looking at it right now. How many followers do you think?
How many days old is the baby currently at this moment? While this
weekend,
moment while we're recording, how
True was
old?
born this weekend. Let's get the actual date.
I believe it was Friday.
True has been alive for.
Well, it depends on who you're asking. Do you
Do
do you believe in Trishmortion or not? Go ahead.
Oh, JT! Don't keep it too true.
I'm being real today.
Come on now.
5 days old.
5 days old.
So the baby's 5 days old. All right, let's see.
No posts.
There's no pictures?
No posts. They're not
Ju-
following.
just the-
True's not following
Okay.
anyone. Just follower account.
Oh, she's doing the Beyonce, no follow? She's doing the Skip Bayless, no follow?
I mean,
That's
right
how
now.
you know. That's how you know you're on another level. When you can get away with not following anybody, you are in a category all your own.
Plus, they had the handle @True. Like, who did they pay off?
Oh my God,
The Kardashians.
The Kardashians are amazing. Give that baby last name Kardashian.
What's the followers?
I am going to guess 1.2 million.
Maybe next time we do the podcast, but it's 154,000, which is still a lot for no posts, no nothing.
154,000?
154,000.
No Avi.
No average. No
So
average.
the baby has 4,000 more followers than me, and it has been alive for 5 days. Yeah,
You know?
I got some ways to go.
She worked hard too.
Yes. All right. Migos report really quickly.
Yeah, Migos get booed at Coachella. They had sound problems. They came in late. Now, last year at Coachella, they were received well because they had no scheduled performance. They just popped up on people's stages.
Oh.
So everyone was expecting really good show.
They should get back to that.
You and I have talked about, I don't really like live rap, or like, I don't.
No, I saw Jay-Z on tour, but Jay's in a different category.
Right. And this new wave. Anyways, a lot of people were upset. And Quavo ended the set by saying, "We thank God for making us the greatest group in the world," which is just like, bravo. Bravo.
I mean, speak it into existence, I guess.
He's taking LeVar notes.
LeVar Ball it.
Yeah.
I do have to say though that there was a report. There was murmurs in the vortex of death, also known as Twitter, that there was a lot of the Caucasians saying the N-word at the Migos performance. This is always a nice, healthy reminder that
Yes.
it is no longer your word.
The Caucasians do say it in the rap songs.
We have taken the word.
It's
not allowed. It's
Listen.
like every Halloween we always go to the PSA. Hey guys, just a reminder, blackface still not cool.
It's okay, but here's the trade-off. It's like,
By the way, I know I'm smiling when I say this. I'm actually not joking.
I know, you're not happy about it. I know, I got you. If you're going to be a famous rapper and you're going to sell multiple records and people are going to rap your records, the majority of people in America are Caucasians. You have to expect that some Caucasians are going to let the N-word flip when they're by themselves. In a concert setting, I don't go to rap concerts because I don't want to hear white people say the N-word. That is why I don't go.
Okay. While what you're saying may be accurate,
yes,
it is not. I don't feel like it's anyone's responsibility to remind people that if you are not black, you can't say the N-word.
I almost said.
Don't even say it.
Sometimes people be forgetting.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
But like, no, there's no need to forget. And then I just feel like we don't need to remind you either. This is your one reminder in your life. Okay. There you go. You got it. Also, don't do the blackface at Halloween. It's not that hard.
Yeah, that's the easiest thing.
We know who you are.
Don't put brown paint on your face.
You would think that it's very simple, but it's not. It's so complicated.
It's crazy.
Every year, it's like remember
it's
that thing?
Exfoliating mask.
Remember the celebrity last year that we dragged for that? You just had to look at that.
Yeah, every year.
Oh. We're done with that.
Google it.
We deaded it. By the way, deading things.
Yes.
Tanya Harding is on Dancing with the Stars.
She's a star, Joy.
I thought we talked about this. Didn't we talk about this, bleep? We left Tanya Harding in 2017. How is she still here?
I blame Allison Janney. If she didn't win the Oscar, Tanya Harding would not have been on Dancing with the Stars.
You're 100% right. So it's Allison Janney's fault?
Unfortunately.
That's who I need to talk to?
Unfortunately.
This is a good time to remind everyone. Tanya Harding set up Nancy Kerrigan and had someone hit her in the leg with a pipe.
Reminded.
Did we forget that?
I told you people be forgetting.
How did we forget? Oh my God. I can't argue with it today. I can't argue with you or Sammy Watkins. All right, so that's a Maybe I'm Crazy podcast for this week. Thanks to Dahntay Jones for joining us and giving us some good basketball nuggets.
Yes.
I hope you guys are enjoying the playoffs. Go Miami Heat.
Yeah.
I didn't appreciate the Heat shade from him, though.
No,
it was like shade / celebration.
No, I'm glad that the Heat won because I want to see a good series. There's some good stuff going on.
Yeah, I'm into the good series for sure. Anyway, thanks for joining us. Make sure you follow us on all of our social media pages at Maybe I'm Crazy Pod. Follow Brandon at Newman Show 99.
If you want.
I think you should. That was not a good compelling pitch. I feel like you should just let me pitch that one.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry.
Anyway, follow Brandon and join us next week. Download and subscribe.
Bye.
Maybe I'm crazy.